Go. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM Around the League. I'm your guy, Boulanger, and the Around the League segment is the GM's opportunity to take a look at the entire NFL from a Baltimore Ravens perspective. So, in this video, we're going to be looking at the NFC biggest winners and losers of this offseason as we enter a full-fledged draft season. If you guys give me a second, I want to get my screen shared with you guys because you guys know I believe in showing you what I tell you. Okay. And just remember, these teams that we talk about today, these are just our takes, right? They're not the national media takes. This is just what we do here at the GM. So, NFC biggest winners and losers. Let's look at some winners. So, first up, I have the Carolina Panthers in the number 2 position. Now, let's be clear what I mean by a winner. So a winner is a team that has the potential to increase their winning percentage by at least 40%. So for the Carolina Panthers, that would be 2.8 more wins, which would round up to 3. And so I certainly believe that the Carolina Panthers have the potential to be a 10-17 or better. And I do stress that or better. And part of that reason why is the additions and also some draft capital. Okay, so when we look at the major additions, we see Von Bell, we see Hayden Hurst, DJ Shark, Adam Thielen, and a guy I didn't put up here is Miles Sanders. And let's talk about each player just for a quick second. So Von Bell, we understand, is a former Cincinnati Bengal safety who played well last year for the Bengals, who is going to be joining the Carolina Panthers. Next up is tight end Hayden Hurst. We know him well in Baltimore. He is our former first-round pick from 2018, who we traded away to the Atlanta Falcons. He joined the Cincinnati Bengals, tormented us a couple of times this year, and now he's going to find a home with the Carolina Panthers. I think he'll be in Carolina for a while. DJ Shark and Adam Thielen both are two guys that we discussed here on the GM as potential wide receivers that the Baltimore Ravens would target. But as we see, the Carolina Panthers scoop both of those guys up. And so I think all of these are good additions, specifically Von Bell. Von Bell allows Jeremy Chin, the Carolina Panthers young safety, who's a really nice player, fast, quick, can run, hit, cover, kind of a always around the ball type player. And so it allows him to move closer to the line of scrimmage. The Carolina Panthers have been trying to find a pass catching tight end since they lost Greg Olsen, and Hayden Hurst can certainly fulfill that role for them. And then DJ Shark and Adam Thielen, I think they'll have to combine to fill the hole that was left by DJ Moore. But I think both of these guys combined could certainly do that. Okay. And then so when we drop down and look at excuse me, some of the draft capital, the Carolina Panthers have 6 picks in this draft. Of course, we know they traded some away to move up to get that number 1 overall pick, where we certainly believe that they're going to take a quarterback with that top pick. Probably CJ Stroud, since he's the most NFL ready of all the quarterbacks. They have a 2nd-round pick, and they also have a 3rd-round pick. And so when you look at those picks plus what they've already added, that looks like a really, really good offseason in the making of a good team. If they could win 7 games with that poor quarterback play that they had, if the Carolina Panthers coached this young rookie up, again, I'm not talking about no championship stuff. I'm just saying they coached the rookie up and you give him a good tight end with good hands, such as Hayden Hurst. You give him some veterans at wide receiver, and you give him a good defense to work with. I think he has the potential to lead these Carolina Panthers to a 10-7 or better record. The last time the Carolina Panthers had the number 1 overall pick, they took no other than Cam Newton, and that worked out for about 5, 6, 7 years until Cam's body started to break down. And so Carolina Panthers come in at the number 2 spot of free agency winners. The number 1 spot goes to the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears finished 3-14 last year. You can't get worse than that, right? That's why the Chicago Bears actually had the number 1 overall pick, and they traded that pick to the Carolina Panthers, and they made off really well by trading down in the draft. I think that what Chicago has done this offseason, their draft capital, I think they certainly have the potential to increase their win percentage by more than 40% because it wouldn't be that hard. 6 wins would double their win percentage, right? So that would be 100%. And so let's look at some additions. They added DJ Moore through a trade. DJ Moore then begins to uh, be coupled with not Jamar Chase, but Chase Claypool, who they added in a trade last year to give their young quarterback two nice, solid wide receiving weapons. They have a guy in-house. I think his last name is Moody or Mooney. I can't remember which one it is, but he's a nice kind of a slot guy. And so that will form a nice trio for Justin Fields. And then they added Tremaine Edmonds, who we know in Baltimore to be a Pro Bowl linebacker of the Baltimore Bills. He is now leaving, got him a bag. Now he's going to be playing for the Chicago Bears. So I think those two additions increases that defense potency, but I think adding DJ Moore makes that offense that much better. So if we take a look at the draft capital, the Chicago Bears have 8 picks. They have the number 9 overall pick. They have 2 second-round picks. One of them is, of course, from the Carolina Panthers. So they have number 53, 61. And I think I messed that up. I think they have 64. So I'll put those in the wrong order, but they do have those picks right there. So they'll basically get 4 of the top 64 players in this year's draft. All of those guys you can expect to be plug and play, right? They'll probably work on some offensive line. They'll probably work on some defense, and they certainly may go get them another cornerback. And so I certainly think the Chicago Bears have the potential to not only double their win percentage, but I think they have the potential with Aaron Rodgers leaving to take over that NFC North division. Okay. So Chicago Bears, I believe, are the biggest winners because they have the potential to not only move up 40%, but increase their winning percentage by 100%. So that's why I put them at the biggest winner in the NFC. Now, there are certainly other teams who made some good progress and also have some good draft capital, but I thought these two did a lot of good work, and they have good draft position to continue to flesh out their teams. Let's look at the losers. Okay. Now, losers have a similar metric. These are teams who have the potential to drop 40%. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they finished 8-9, and they didn't have a lot of major additions. Okay. But what they did do is they exchanged, in some aspects, Tom Brady for Baker Mayfield. Now, I'm not here to poo-poo Baker Mayfield. I'm not going to throw any shade at him or anything like that. But what we've seen from Baker Mayfield is that he's had good teams around him in Cleveland and in Carolina, and he was the problem. You know, I know he'll be having at his disposal Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, but he's had good receivers before. In Cleveland, he had Odell and Jarvis Landry and a potent run game and the best offensive line, couldn't get it done. In Carolina, he had a solid receiving core, not a great one, but a solid receiving core, and couldn't get it done. And then he had one great game for the Rams and then kind of came back to earth to finish out the season. And so I don't have any expectation that he's going to come to Tampa Bay and make them believe that he is the long-term answer at quarterback. So I think he's in a tryout season. But do I believe that they're going to increase their win percentage? No. In fact, I think they have the potential to fall in the standings. A 40% loss will put them at around 5 wins. I think that's what they have the potential to do with Baker Mayfield at quarterback. When you look at their draft capital, they do have 8 picks, so they have a good amount of picks to kind of build their team. They have kind of a middle of the road first round pick at number 19. Same situation for the second round and same for the third round. So they'll be able to draft 3 of the top 90 best players in the NFL draft. And I don't think number 19 is going to produce enough of a talent in the first round to kind of put them over the top and sustain them at where they were at their current win percentage. Now, I could be totally wrong, but I do not believe that Baker Mayfield and this draft class that they're going to have access to is going to really make Tampa a better team. In fact, I think Tampa's a worse team. All right. And so I project Tampa to be a 5-win team this upcoming season. All right. When we look at the biggest loser, I think the biggest loser is Green Bay. Green Bay also finished at 8-9. Okay. And we know that their quarterback is Aaron Rodgers, who is projected to go play for the New York Jets. And if that happens, they go from a Pro Bowl type, MVP type quarterback who granted is 40. They're going to go to Jordan Love, who doesn't have a whole lot of snaps in the NFL. So essentially, you would almost consider him a rookie as far as much as it pertains to as much game time as he's played. And so now you put him in, you got a young receiving corps. They're probably going to draft a couple of more receivers in this year's draft. You didn't make any major additions. Now they do have a win now defense, I believe, but I don't think that offense is ready to win now. Alan Lazard is going to leave and go join the Jets along with Aaron Rodgers, and so you won't have any veteran leadership at receiver. You have a offensive line that needs to be rebuilt. So when you think about rebuilding, let's look at draft capital. Well, they only have 5 picks, if my memory serves me correctly. They have the number 15 pick in the first round. They have a second round pick, which is middle of the road, 45, and they have a third round pick. So they'll actually be able to draft again 3 of the top, basically 80 players. But I don't think that's going to be enough to replace their losses, specifically at the quarterback position. I don't see Green Bay being able to sustain an 8-win pace. I think, again, they're going to be down just like Tampa around the 5-win mark because both of these teams are losing Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And neither one of these guys played well last year. Okay, let's just be honest. But not playing well in Green Bay and having a lot of rookies at wide receiver, things of that nature is one thing. But then basically having a rookie at quarterback and a young receiving core, that does not bode well for their future. So I think they have the potential to drop significantly. So that's my take, man, on biggest winners and losers of the NFC. And as you guys can see, a lot of moves do impact the Baltimore Ravens because even when they didn't even if they're trading Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay to the New York Jets, that impacts the Baltimore Ravens because New York Jets will have a quarterback that's significantly better than what they've had over the last 5-10 years in Aaron Rodgers, and so that could make the New York Jets extremely dangerous. So that's my take, man. Let me know what you guys want me to know. If you guys have another team that's a bigger winner, by all means, let me know in the comment section. And if you guys have a bigger loser than the ones I mentioned, by all means, let me know that as well. Listen, please hit subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so you can keep getting content. I'm your guy. This is the GM Around the League segment, and I'm out.